Yes, yes, please do that, please.
Ma'am is a human resources professional who believes in translating business vision into HR initiatives that aid business performance, growth, and employee engagement. Ma'am has over 11 plus years of experience in corporate, majorly working with some of the big brands like Reliance Digital Retail Limited, Jio, and Reliance Retail. Ma'am takes keen interest in talent management, talent development, talent acquisition, employee engagement, performance management, and many more from a bucket full of skills. Now, I would request Ma'am to take the session further.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful introduction, Poonam. I didn't know I'm so great. So thank you for making me realize that I've done a lot and I have over 12 years of experience. And I'm very glad to interact with all of you. It's my pleasure, and thank you so much for inviting me for this session. And here I'm not going to, present any PPTs, any business talks, anything like that. It is I want to make it very interactive and something which is going to help you in your future. Like everyone who is there, most of you, I would not say all of you, but I believe most of you are going to do job, going to make your career in corporate. So I would like to discuss on the same note. And while I was going through the invite, so I could see in the flyer and there's something brand something was mentioned. What was that, Neeraj? If you can just help. Brand. I'm sorry, I'm not able to recall that. What was that? Brand. Your Bandhan's tagline. What is that? Brand. Uh,
Yes, Poonam.
just a minute. I'll just refer it. I'm sorry. Just because I wanted to relate with that. So just a minute. I just forgot. So it says brand strategy and planning. Okay. So
Okay, the main theme you are talking about.
yeah, talking about the theme.
Yeah.
So guys, brand. So what is a brand? Any of you raise your hands. Okay, no worries. First of all, I'll just the topic which Poonam has mentioned that about the interview techniques. What should you do, don'ts, prepare, how to crack an interview. I'll share a little bit about from the other side of the table because we do lot many interviews and आपको लगेगा मैं कौन होती है interview? ये कौन? Who is she? Why is she telling me all this? So let me introduce myself from my version. So I'm Shrutika. I have over 12 years of experience and I have recruited approximately 1200 plus entry level staff, 500 plus mid manager level plus, staff, and more than 100 leadership people. Leadership, when we call it, is AVPs, vice presidents, and department heads and all. So the knowledge, the experience which I have is right from the bottom, from the fresher level till leadership level. I have recruited, and that is why I am there to tell you about what all we look as a recruiter, as an interviewer, what all we expect from a candidate, whether it is a fresher or a experienced person, middle level, or so what all things which a person should do or not do while facing an interview or before facing an interview. Okay. Okay. So, brand. We were talking about brands. Anyone? This is not an interview. Cool. Yes, Poonam, please.
Yes, ma'am. So, what I think about a brand is that it is something that differentiates a product or a service from another. Not just the product or the service, but also the person who owns that product. Brand
Bang on.
differentiates that person from another as well.
Bang on. So, the brands, why I was talking about brand or why I took it in this context, because for cracking an interview, for making an impression in the interview, you need to make your own brand. How will you do that? How will you do that? Preparation, 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 practice, practice, practice. That's the only key. So, first thing, I'll just explain a brief. I'll give you a brief about how do we. I'm not going to make any PPTs or I'm not going to show any presentation because I know MBA में आप लोग ये सब पढ़ते already. So no theories, okay? Only practice Only practicals I'm going to tell you. Only what we actually follow in the corporate. That only I'm going to tell you, because theory you all know very well. I think better than me because मैं तो भूल चुकी हूँ. ठीक है? So how does a recruitment process starts? I'll just give you a brief. I'll not take much time on that. I will talk more about preparation on interviews. Okay. So it starts with the business planning first. What business or what service we are going to plan, how much volume is there, accordingly manpower, how much manpower will be required for that, what levels of people will be required, what kind of skills will be required, and we'll define the job roles, job levels, job pay bands, and accordingly then we will decide how many people are required to do for particular level of job or for particular location for particular job band, and then we start approaching for recruitments. What all the tools we use for recruitment? For freshers entry level, we recruit from colleges, institutes. We recruit from the job portals. We post job post on the job portals like Naukri, Monster, or others. And referrals, employer referrals, internal promotions for middle level, for senior level, and internal transfers also. Not only promotion but transfer also we do. And best part, the best way, if you all are there, if you have network, networking is the best way to get into a job. See, applying through any job portal and all, it is my personal experience I am sharing with you. Networking is the key. Make your relationship, build your relationship, make your own brand. Your relationship defines your brand, you as a brand, right? So invest in yourself, work on your personality, grooming, invest a lot if required. See, partying and all, you are all in college, I'm sure आप लोग पार्टी करते होगे, मूवी देखते होगे, उसको थोड़ा सा वहां से बजट कट करके ग्रूमिंग में डालो. See, if you look good, you will feel confident. If you feel confident, you can crack any interview. I'm telling you. Okay. So invest in yourself. Grooming is the first part. Second is obviously knowledge, research, study. You can't beat that. I mean, you can't skip that. Right? Grooming is only first impression. Grooming is only first impression. But what makes you last long? Knowledge. That is the base, right? That is the base. That should be strong. Do research. Okay, so now we'll talk about the recruitment processes. Recruitment processes and interview processes, rather, I would call it. First is finding the resumes, screening the resumes, then filtering the resumes according to the job requirements. Then first level of interviews. It could be a telephonic. These days, it is mostly happening on telephones. Otherwise, earlier we used to do it in person, face to face. Now it is happening on telephonic. Then second round of interview, and then third final interaction, or there could be many assessments also, like some aptitude tests, some personality test and all. That is also part of recruitment process. And final offer release, onboarding, and induction. So this is how the entire cycle works. Okay, so आपको कहाँ पे सबसे ज्यादा मेहनत करनी है? Yes, raise your hand यार, इंटरैक्टिव करना है मुझे. आई वांट टू मेक इट इंटरैक्टिव. लेक्चर नहीं दे रही हूँ मैं. लेक्चर देने के लिए नहीं आई हूँ. So please, guys, open up and speak whatever you feel, whatever you think. Please share your thoughts. Yeah, Diksha, please.
Ma'am, as you have mentioned that first we'll start with the grooming part, cut down all, cut down all
Yeah.
basic non-expenses which are not included for, which are not needed for our daily routine. So we are
That
going
is
to
also
cut on.
needed. Yeah. Hold on. Sorry to interrupt you, Diksha, but that is also needed, because if you're not happy, if you feel, अरे यार ये लोग सब fun कर रहे हैं और मेरा movie छूट गया, that should also not happen. But I'm just saying कि make a balance. That's all. Yeah, please go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
At least we can have one plate of momos instead of two plate of momos.
Perfect.
So
Perfectly said.
that can cut down and include in my grooming part. And then second, we are going to have lots of knowledge and lots of insightful knowledge, means like practical knowledge which we are gaining from our college and institute and from our teachers. So that might be the second part.
Great. Pradeep, yes, you wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, continue to my classmate Diksha has said. We should also work on our attitude as recruiters are always seeing persons'
Right.
attitudes, where they are doing good or how they present themselves in front of the corporates or higher
Hmm.
authorities. That is much mandatory to learn and develop in our curriculum too.
Right. Perfect. Nidhi, you also raise your hand, please. Tell me.
Yes, ma'am. One of the important things that we are learning since day one in our college is ethnicity, how to maintain it, how to follow the rules and regulations, and stay updated about what is going in the corporates. Because if we know what is going around the world and in corporates, we almost have an idea how to be there. So, staying
Correct.
updated with those things.
Perfect. Perfect. Yes, Harshit.
Apart from all these things, the most important thing is thought process. We need to work on our thought process. There are times when people become negative about their work, about their surroundings. So we need to be positive about it and start seeing things with a new spectacles, so that it will be good for us.
Very nice. Perfect, Harshit. Thank you. Thank you so much. So you all guys know everything, yeah, but अभी मैं क्या बताऊंगी? So nice. Good to know that you all know so much. And thanks, Neeraj. I mean, I think it is a compliment. Your students are well aware. So that's nice. Okay, so very good. So first thing, when you are going to apply for a particular organization, आपको पहले से पता होता है मुझे कहाँ पे अप्लाई करना है, where I'm going to give an interview. So as Nidhi rightly mentioned, you should be aware of what is happening in the organization. What does the organization do? Not in and out, but at least a basic idea about the organization's strength, turnover, and the latest news. Don't miss on that. How will you keep a track of it? उसके लिए इतना पढ़ना पड़ेगा, आप सोचोगे इतना न्यूज़ कौन देखेगा, कितनी सारी कंपनीज का याद रखेंगे, right? Simple है. There is one simple trick. Google alerts. On? Yes, almost. Keep a Google alert. Google alert set karo for all those target companies, and and also you have that option whether you want those information in alert. Also you can set the source of information, like you want it from the Twitter, LinkedIn, or news, or the blogs, or some from the company website itself. So there are these things also you can set, and you'll get a daily update on your mobile screen. Okay, you don't need to work for that. So save your time, set Google alerts. Okay. So that is going to help you keep yourself updated. Just one line a day is good enough about one organization, keeping yourself updated about the organization. And of course, you just set the Google alert, let the Google do your work, and stay happy. Okay. Second is what job you're going to apply for. If you are going to apply for a job, you need to know the job description. Job description क्या बोलता है? What a job may have, I mean, like sales associate or sales manager, or sales manager is a common job, marketing is a common job, finance, but every sales manager does not do the same thing. Let me tell you, the key skills or keywords for each and every sales manager may differ organization to organization, even business to business, it differs. So you need to understand for which job you're going to apply, what are the key skills or what are the keywords. Keywords. Look at the keywords, capture those keywords, work on those keywords. Like for example, if I'm telling you, मुझे रिलायंस डिजिटल में लार्ज के लिए मार्केट कैटेगरी मैनेजर चाहिए. कैटेगरी मैनेजर buys the product. He is the one who will procure the product for us, and then we will sell it on our showroom. Okay, so I need a person who is a category manager for large appliances. Abhi, large appliances is the keyword, right? Buying, purchasing, procurement, that is the key word. So you need to understand the keyword, work on the keywords. वो कीवर्ड से related. Then prepare your introduction or prepare your resume if possible. Customize your resume according to the keywords mentioned in the job role. Understand that. Whatever keywords are there in the job role, pick them up. If possible, if you have time, you guys are now freshers, you have time, utilize that time. According to each and every job role, capture the keywords. According to the keywords, customize your resume for each and every job, at least for a sector, specific sector. Like for CDIT industry, for consumer durables, mostly the keywords are going to remain same. You can use a broader keyword like consumer durables, electronics, or something which captures all of them. So make it broader. Don't make it specific. Make it broader so that you get broader aspects. ओके डोंट मेक इट वेरी स्पेसिफिक लाइक मुझे सिर्फ टीवी का ही नॉलेज है या मुझे एलईडी में स्पेशलिस्ट हूँ नो मेक इट सीडीआईटी कंज्यूमर ड्यूरेबल्स इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स ओके so keep it broad but keep it specific, broad and relevant. Okay, so that is one which you need to practice, which you need to understand. Actually those are the things which are going to help you getting the CV selected. ये आपका फर्स्ट एड होता है जहां पे आपका सीवी सिलेक्ट होता है कि ये सीवी में these keywords are there, okay this CV is relevant, so I'm going to pick this CV. Okay, later in interview, what matters? Your body language, your appearance, and your confidence, and last, your knowledge. How much you know about your own job, how much you know about your own, since you have not done any, I mean most of you are freshers, so how much you know about your own subjects which you have studied in your college. Okay, so make sure in your introduction or while you are introducing yourself, that is an opportunity to win 100% of the interview. I mean, I would say not 100%, but 70% of the interview you can win while your introduction itself. If you understand the job role, organization's requirement, you prepare your introduction, design your introduction in such a way wherein you capture all those things and introduce yourself and crack it. 50 to 70% you have a chance to win the interview while your introduction itself. So anybody, I'll just give an example. यहाँ पे which all branches are there? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not aware. Which all branches are there here? Specializations are there.
Right.
Anybody from
Right
HR?
now we have marketing,
Marketing
uh,
only.
marketing, HR, and finance. These are the main branches.
Okay.
Also, we are
Okay.
providing other. That is the student that
Okay.
depend on the student if they are interested. So majorly marketing, HR, and finance.
Majorly marketing, HR, and finance. So okay. So I know more about HR. So I'll ask. Anybody can introduce yourself. I have a position for HR, recruitment executive. Who wants to apply for that? Give me your introduction. Okay, what all is required for a recruiter, for being a recruiter or for a person who knows talent acquisition? Being interactive, your analytical skills, understanding the requirement. That is again analytical skills. Yes, Pradeep. So what you need to do, Pradeep, let me before you speak, let me first explain what I'm expecting from you.
Sure, ma'am.
Introduce yourself in such a way wherein most of the things which you think are required for a recruiter role, talent acquisition role, you can crack it. Give
Good
me
morning, ma'am.
one.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
You please continue. I'll just keep the speaker off. I mean,
Yes,
my microphone off. Yeah.
sure, ma'am. Good morning. My name is Pradeep Roy. I'm a fresher from IIEBM, currently pursuing my PG course in HR specialist, as I have done internship in HR companies, various HR companies. There I learned how to recruit, how to gather talents for a specific job role, and how to analyze them on the basis of their job descriptions. So I think I'm very well perfect for this job, and I will do the needful which is needed. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pradeep. But okay, let me give you. It was good. It was a good attempt, I must say. But yes, there are few things. It was very, very brief. Okay, it should be at least 1 to 2 minutes.
Sorry,
But
ma'am. I'm pursuing marketing. Although I
no
tried.
worries, no worries. No. That's totally fine. So here, I'm not judging you. Don't worry. We are not interviewing. We are not selecting or rejecting anybody. So
Sure.
this one, yeah, Nidhi, I'll hear you out. Let me first give a small thing about the Pradeep's introduction. So it was a good attempt, Pradeep. Only thing, what an introduction should have. It should have your name, college, background, your stream, specifications. Sorry. Any achievement during your academics. If you have experience, whatever experience you have, you mention that. Your projects, college projects, and your hobbies. Your strength and weakness if you want. If it is not asked, don't mention. These are the things which you need to mention. Just one thing, Nidhi, please wait. I'll explain and then it will be easier for you to introduce yourself. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
So, while you are mentioning about your achievements, make sure it is relevant. Make sure it is relevant to corporate world, to your professional life. I'm not saying it should be relevant to the specific job, but it should be relevant to your corporate profile. So I may be a good national badminton player. That is relevant. Why? Why that is relevant? That also I'll tell you. Why that is relevant? That shows your energy level, enthusiasm, team spirit, and what? And what?
Leadership.
Willpower.
Okay.
Willpower. Yeah. So, determination. In fact, in any sports, for any sports person, if you're mentioning your sports, that shows your determination, willpower, team spirit, energy, okay, enthusiasm. Similarly, for anything which is related to art or music or any cultural activities, shows your analytical skills, it shows your thoughtfulness, it shows about your creativity, innovative mind, you can think differently out of box. So that is how it is relevant to your corporate life or your job profile. But make sure whatever you mention, you should be having an idea or a at least a, like if I say I've been a national badminton champion, which I have been, so I should know the basic at least. I should know the about what is happening currently in badminton. Thank you. What is बेसिक्स ऑफ बैडमिंटन. शटल कितना होना चाहिए, बड़ा होता है उसका वेट कितना होना चाहिए, व्हाट इज द कोर्ट साइज, what are the different types in badmintons. So all these are the basic technical things which you should know about your hobbies also. If you mention your hobbies or achievement, you should know about basics of your hobbies and achievements, whatever, if you have mentioned, whatever you're mentioning, even if you're mentioning about your hobbies, like reading is my hobby. If I say my reading, Hindi literature is my hobby, so I should be at least able to speak something about it. I should not be blank if I'm being asked further, कौन सा नॉवेल पढ़ा, या कौन सा आपका फेवरेट रीडर राइटर कौन है, what is his specialty, why, what does he write on, what does the subject he picks in. So you should know at least, no? It shows that you have a thorough knowledge. It shows that you are not saying anything just superficially. If you do something, you do it with your heart. I mean, if you do something, you are into it. Okay. So make sure whatever hobbies you are going to mention in your CVs or in your introduction, you should be having a little bit about idea about it. Okay.
Can I give a
Yeah.
try?
Let's give chance to other people also. It was a good try, Pradeep. And don't worry, we are not here. We are here to learn. We are here to learn. It is a learning phase, and good that you guys are getting this learning so early, so that you have entire next year and entire 1 year's time to prepare yourself. So
Sure,
it's
ma'am.
good that you're getting the session now. Yeah, Nidhi, are you ready? You're on
Yes,
mute.
ma'am. Ma'am, just to let you know, I will be taking specialization in marketing. So I'm just giving a try for it.
No worries. Go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am. This is Nidhi Jaswal, pursuing a PGDM from Indus Business School. The reason why I am applying for the post of HR is like HR is the basic element of the company that leads how the company will work. All the other fields are equally important as an HR. But prior to all those, an HR deals with people. One of the most important thing is to hold your people, how they are working. And for this, the qualities required is to talk with them, to communicate them, understand their problem. So all these qualities I find in myself, which is very much needed in the part of HR. Apart from this, some quality I would like to tell about my career background. So I am from an English honors background, basically humanities and English literature. Apart from after that, I decided to pursue my PGDM. So it was a basic grip. The reason why I chose this was I could see that in this field, I can help people to grow and help myself eventually. Both of them will take place simultaneously. This is a sector where everyone can help others and uplift yourself also. Apart from this, some of my hobbies include staying connected to the nature and communicating with people so that I can be at least of some proper thing to another so that they can bring a smile on their face. It's very important in this hectic world. It's we almost don't get a time to talk with people. So genuinely, if I'm just going and wishing someone a good morning, it can make their day. And this is what required in this world. And the HR, they in whatever HR hiring is going on, HR is one of the person that includes that has to be with all these qualities. So as per the HR qualities and qualifications, I think I am a good fit for the company as the role of HR. Thank you.
Well, well done, Nidhi. Good try. Very good try. Very nice. Excellent, in fact, I would say. So I'll just give you how should you structure. It was a good try, Nidhi, but there's a structure for introduction. So
Yes,
I'll just tell you step by step what all should be there for everybody. If you want, you all can note it down. So introduction should have first thing your name. If I'm your college or if you are experienced, you should give a brief about which position you are at and which company. So for you guys, it is going to be college and your specifications. Then academic achievements, hobbies, if you have done any projects or internship. And last, if asked, you can include your family introduction, but that is not mandatory. If it is asked, you can include that. If you feel like sharing, if you don't feel like sharing, don't share. That is optional. I would not say it is mandate. And I don't feel family you should introduce everywhere. I mean, that is as and when required, you can introduce. Okay, this should be the structure. You should start with your name, where you from, what is specialization, what are skills you're having, what is your strength, and weakness you should not mention unless you are asked to. And weakness also, there is a trick. You'll always be asked in an interview as a fresher, everybody will ask you your strength and weakness. Strength, we all know what we are going to say. We are clear about strengths. Weakness, कैसे mention करोगे? Weakness, at least prepare two. You can't say I don't have any weaknesses or I have only one weakness. No, at least two, but that should also reflect your positive side. Like if I say as an experienced person, if I'm being asked what is my weakness, I would say I'm over enthusiastic. Most of the time I take more responsibility than I'm capable of. Okay, out of excitement. That is my weakness. Second weakness. What is the second weakness? I get into things on my own. I don't rely on, I mean, I do rely on my team, but I don't sit and wait for my team to get the work done. I get into my own. So I do things on my own till now, these days also. I mean, I'm doing things along with my team. So that phase, I'm just giving examples. I'm just giving examples. So don't mention anything which is actually negative as your weakness. So prepare accordingly. I would not say any specific words, or I would not give any specific words, because every personality is different, everybody is different. So you can, according to your own, personality, according to your own understanding or capabilities, you can decide what you need to mention. But make sure it should not reflect negative on your personality. It should always, your weakness should also reflect, always reflect, in fact, of your positive side only. Okay, that's very, very important. When I was a fresher, I made this mistake. When I was being asked for a weakness, I usually used to give exactly what I am bad at. So you should not do that. Don't ever do that. I've done that many a times. I failed in many interviews. Okay, so I don't you guys, I want you guys to do that mistake. I learned from mine, you learn from my mistake. Don't do that. Okay, and yes, also about your projects. When you're being asked what is your favorite subject, be very, very specific, and you should know, you should have a thorough knowledge of your subject. When you're saying it is your favorite, you should be able to answer any question which is related to that subject. So before entering to an interview, or before even planning for an interview, just pick one subject as your favorite subject, and just make sure any question related to that subject you should be able to answer. You should be able to answer. There's no way out. There's no escape to that. If you're saying you've done some project or internship, you should have a, you must have an understanding of that project. You must have the understanding what you have been doing in your internship. What was the motto? What was the vision? So most of you are MBA graduates, sorry, MBA, you are all MBA. So I don't need to mention anything which is from engineering specifications. You need to know, why have you done this project? What was the impact of that particular project? What was the contribution? What was your contribution? What was your part in that? How did you contribute? Your contribution matters the most, which you are going to mention in your interview. Even the entire project is not very impressive, but your contribution, if you can make it impressive, that is going to help you. So make sure when you are going to mention about your internship or project, you need to mention your role specifically. Which part you did, what was your role, how did it contribute to make it a success, right? Okay. I think most of you will be doing your project in the coming year.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Some of the
Yes, ma'am.
live projects has
Well,
already started, but we few of them are waiting for our project according to our stream which we have preferred. But some of the live projects have already started for HR marketing.
okay, okay. So I believe all of you have got your resumes done. I mean, you all have you all must have prepared your resume at least once.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. Now we are in
Yes.
thorough practice because of our management. They are trying us to excel in doing that.
Do you have anybody can show one of the resumes here? Can present anybody?
Yes, ma'am. Just give me 2 minutes. I can show.
Okay, no worries.
Just yeah.
Meanwhile, anybody can tell me, like, yeah, Poshita Nakra. Poshita, would you like to share how should or what all resume should have?
Ma'am, basically in resume, firstly, in our picture, which is very important, which is should be in formals
Hmm.
and basic academics like higher education, schooling percentages, hobbies, the main objective,
Hmm.
and then our strength and weakness. It should be mentioned in that in CV, and we can say strength, weakness, objectives. Yeah, that's it.
So
These are the
exactly
main.
what, yeah, you're right, Poshita, you've covered almost everything. Exactly what I mentioned about your introduction. It is like almost the resume should reflect on the same note in the same sequence. Only thing, it should have a brief. I mean, it should have a, some detailed description about all those projects and all which you have done. In your introduction, you will not say about details about your education and all, but in a resume, of course, you are going to give a description of your uh, project or an experience or your achievements. You're going to give a description, right? So yes, you're absolutely correct. Yanidhi, you ready?
Minute, ma'am. Just a minute, ma'am.
No worries. Yes, Diksha, you ready? You raise
Ma'am,
your hand.
actually, till the time Nidhi is hello.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Ma'am, till the time Nidhi is handling her CV to show you, ma'am, can we ask few questions if
Yeah, please go ahead.
ma'am, what would be your align if you are looking for the candidate for your recruitment? Basically, what would be the key points? Like you have mentioned the key points which you are looking for the candidates, like
Yes.
the specific. Uh, we have to go with the terms, but how you are going to take that? Yes, the person is right fit for the job. What would be
Hmm.
your point of view, ma'am?
So it all and that is a very good question, I must say. But Diksha, there are that all also depends on which profile, which level we are going to recruit. For freshers, I would definitely tell you the flexibility, adaptability. If I see your enthusiasm, learning capacity in a person, even if the knowledge is not at par, if I see the learning attitude, flexibility, adaptability, and the person is humble, I would recruit for a fresher. But
So,
yes,
Shruti ma'am,
one
I
more.
have shared one CV. Is
Yeah,
it
it is
visible
there.
to all?
Yes. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Thank you, Neeraj. Thank you so much. That's perfectly nice. It's nicely made. Yeah. Could you please scroll down? Perfect. Very nice. Very nice. Could you please go on the top? Yeah. So, professional skills he has mentioned, objectives he has mentioned. So, when you're mentioning your objective, many a times from a fresher, this is being objectives is again whatever you are mentioning as your objective, you should know what you have mentioned. You should read your resume before you're going for an interview. So, if you are whatever you mention, whatever is there, you should know what is there and you should be able to explain it. Okay, make sure whatever objective you have written on your resume, you should be able to explain it. Many interviewers, especially if they are a little aged people, no, who are elderly people, 50 plus and all, they will definitely ask you about objective. This is you have written, why have you written this? This is a typical question being asked from the leadership team specifically. They want to understand why have you written? Do you even understand what you have written? So you should be able to explain what have you written and what does it mean. Okay. Professional skills, of course, yes, it is nicely written. It should be like this only. Achievements also, I would suggest only one thing here, just below the professional skills, we should mention the achievements on the top. Like if you have got any awards, recognition, rewards in your educational, like if I'm a gold medalist, if I'm being awarded as a best performer of any particular year, it should be mentioned on the very top. Below your photograph itself, you can mention. So achievement should be visible in the very first instant. That gives you the your first impression. So achievement should be highlighted, key skills should be highlighted. Make sure whatever key skills you are mentioning, you should be able to answer, you should be able to portray with your experience or like if I'm saying my analytical skills are good, I'm good at analytics. I should be able to portray or explain how, where I have implemented it. How do I implement it? How can I say that I'm good at analytics? So if I'm going to explain it, I'm going to explain that I'm good at charts. I can read. I do so many analyses. Accordingly, we make um like change management and all we do. So for that, we need to do many analyses, and accordingly, we do make implement many new policies and processes. So of course, I'm a part of it, and definitely I can say that. I mean, I can explain. I'm not going to give a detailed description about it because that is not relevant for you. But I'm just giving you an example. If I'm saying I'm good at analytics, I should be able to explain why and how. So whatever skills you are mentioning, make sure you are able to explain why and how. How are you going to implement it? How are you going to utilize it? And how have you already utilized it? How can you say how did you arrive that you have these skills? You know, so be very, very cautious about your skills, which whatever skills you are mentioning, strengths also. The similarly with strength. If I say my strength is I'm very talkative, interactive. So yes, I should be able to, these are things which I don't need to explain. Of course, it is very visible. So similarly, whatever you are saying, it should reflect. It should reflect. So it should not look superficial. If it looks superficial, it spoils your entire impression on the interviewer. Before even interview, you lose. So make sure whatever you're going to mention in resume, read it properly. Read your resume before you're going to present it to anybody. Read it a day before your interview. You should know what is there in your resume. And whatever you feel it is not relevant, remove that. Whatever you feel not able, you will not be able to answer, remove that. Just remove that. Not required. Anything which you feel which you are not able to relate with, which is there in your resume, but you're not able to relate with, just remove that. Not required. Okay, so genuinity, as you mentioned, somebody mentioned the um, ethic, eth, I'm sorry, I'm not able to pronunciate somehow. Neeraj, what was that? I mean, we can just, I think it was Nidhi only, no? Nidhi only.
Right.
You explained something, no?
Yes, ma'am.
You explained something in the very beginning, no? What all skills are required for
Yes, ma'am. The skills that we require are we should be knowing about the organization asset and ma'am ethically strong because when we
ethically.
are
Yes. Yeah, that's what I was.
because
I just
yeah,
exactly. Thank you. Thank you, Nidhi. So exactly that is
thank
what
you.
I meant by saying remove the things from your resume, from your introduction, which are not relevant, which are not resonating with you, which you're not able to relate with. Please remove that. That is again, that is unethical because, right? Because you have copied it from somewhere, you just pasted it, right? If it is not relating with you, definitely it is unethical. So remove that. Be ethical. Be honest. If you are being asked a question, you're not able to answer, you don't know the answer, say, sorry, I don't know the answer. I don't know about it. Clear answer. Don't try to give any haywire answer. Not required. It is okay to not to know the answer. It is totally fine to not to know the answer. It is totally fine to say, I don't know. It is absolutely perfect. It it is being authentic. You're authentic. You're honest. You don't know the answer. You said you don't know the answer. That shows your honesty, right? So I think you're looking at time, Neeraj. We're running out of time. Somebody else is waiting.
Yes.
I'll
Yes.
wrap it
So
up.
I would like to say, I will take some questions from student. Before
Yeah,
that,
sure.
I would like to ask you one common question which most
Yeah,
students
sure.
ask us. As you are onboarding lot of candidates, so let us consider you have a 20 vacancies and you got 1,000 JDs resumes for that. Then
Resumes.
you have shortlisted to 100. Then first round, second round, third round, all rounds are done. So one student have applied for the job and he have completed 3 rounds. And at the end, you have 25 candidates left with all the rounds done, and you have vacancies for 20 candidates. So at that time, you have to remove 5 names from the top list. So at that time, which skills help the student to get on board? Means for which things you will look after, and for the smaller thing you are neglecting the candidates or rejecting the candidates. So which are those skills which help them at the 11th hour where they are shortlisted but not get selected?
So mostly in these such cases, no, that's a very good question. But in this kind of scenarios, no, if the we have 25 people available, only 20 vacancies are there, then definitely we'll shortlist as per filter as per their academics, the academic records. Whoever got the topmost, bottom five will be laid off.
Okay, so
And that
student note
also
down that
academics
academics are also important.
academics are equally important. Aptitude test and all which you are giving, whenever you're asked to give an aptitude test, please take it seriously because that cutoff is also very important. Whoever scores good in aptitude is given priority. So whenever you're going to so just make sure academics do matter, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
And one,
So
yeah. Yes,
yes,
Neeraj,
please,
anything
please.
else? Anything last questions? No, no, please
Yes.
ask questions.
So we will take questions from students now, and then I will start my question. Last question. Yes, Rashi, you can start.
I think Nidhi has asked many questions, so I
Rashi.
will give chance to
Yes,
others.
Rashi.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, my hobby is to read, but I
Mm,
haven't been really able to read in the past year
no worries.
because I always feel like this. Sorry.
It's okay. Go ahead.
Yes. And that is because I just find something interesting on YouTube all the time, something related to either business or some other topic, and I always get attracted to that. So, do you
Hmm.
think that is a red flag?
No, not at all. That is also learning. Why do we read? For learning. That is also learning. If you are learning from YouTube, there's no red flag. Whatever you're doing, you can just mention the positives about it. Whatever you've learned from YouTube about the business, about the technology, or whatever is your interest, you can mention that. So basically, your hobby is still reading or learning, but you're learning through different channels. So there's no red flag. You should not be worried about it.
All right, ma'am. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes, anyone have any question? Yes, Poonam, you can ask.
So, ma'am, like you mentioned earlier, that if you want to put your weakness uh, uh, in your interview, then you need to put it in a very positive manner. So, what if I just add this thing after my weakness that I'm ready to any coaching from you in my duration of work, so that the interviewer gets an impression that I'm a keen learner. So, will that work?
See, that is not a weakness, no. That is your enthusiasm. So for weakness, you need to show that you need to say something. It is twist it. Whatever you want to say, you need to prepare it accordingly. You just have to twist the words. Okay,
Okay,
just
ma'am.
prepare well. You can look at the Googles. You'll get synonyms. You can use those synonyms.
Right.
Yeah, so that will help you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
Yes, anyone have any question?
So I
So,
believe,
ma'am,
yeah, yeah.
I
Thank you
think
so
we
much, Neeraj. I
see.
believe I've taken extra time.
No, no, no,
uh,
not at all.
Thank you so much
So,
for
first of
inviting.
all, thank you because you have cleared all the doubts of the student that grooming is important, education is important, and when they are applying for any of the organization, they must go through JD because whenever we float the company details, then most of the time student take it lightly and share the same CV which they have prepared for all the company. So it is important for them that they should go through their CV first before applying to the specific company and at least add some key points in that so that it will help the student to get selected at least in the first round. As well as the other part which you have told the student that Google Alert. So it is also new for me because I have also not used that. So it will also
Please
help
do
our
that.
student to so
Yes.
understand the market scenario because I
There are
always believe
many
in
tools and
newspaper.
techniques which are free, which are available on internet, which are totally free. And if you guys surf, no, you'll get a lot many things on internet which will help you free of cost.
Right, right. So networking is also important. So students
Very
will
important.
know
The
that
most important
the
thing I would say,
so
make your
most
own
of the
brand.
points which are for all our student are covered by you, and it will help our student to understand how you'll get shortlisted with the small tricks because they have done everything in their academics to get selected in the company. They have some companies in their mind, but this trick will help them a lot to get on board to their dream company. So
My
now over
pleasure.
to you, Poonam. Can, you can continue.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your journey and valuable experience. It was great to hear from someone who has been there and done that. And I'm sure this would help us in avoiding some of the pitfalls that possibly lie ahead. And thank you so much, students, for your patient listening. With this, we'll conclude the session.
Thank you so much, everybody, and wish you all the best. Invest your time on yourself. Invest in yourself. Make your own brand. Wish you all the best. I'm available for any help if it is required. I'm available, Neeraj, for any more help
Yes,
if it is required. Any other sessions. Okay. Thank you. Thank you
sure.
so much. All the best.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you
much.
so much,
Thank
ma'am.
you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.